All right, everyone, some severe pandering from Joe Biden yet again, and pandering really is what it is. I think even a lot of liberals, I mean, they're not going to suddenly flip sides or something like that, but I think they can see through the fact that an old, bigoted white dude is pandering to black voters at the historically black college. He goes to do a commencement speech and then launches off into a puerile rant about white supremacy and it being the biggest threat to civilization, and the biggest threat from terrorism is from a bunch of white people. Biden knows better. And Mayorkas, by the way, backing him up when asked about this the other day, which is hilarious. It's like, yeah, just cut my career into pieces, bro. I don't give a fuck. He's aware of the fact that what he's saying is not true. And this has been a pattern from Joe Biden. Pandering, and for some candidates it works. They all pander. Trump panders, DeSantis panders, Warren panders, Sanders panders. Haha, that rhymes. Makes sense. They all do pander because that's how you get elected or re-elected. That's how you push policies. You try to conglomerate a block of voters and or people within D.C., etc. To promote your cause, whatever that cause happens to be. That's fine. The problem is that Biden doesn't come off as authentic and is not particularly coherent because he has dementia. So when he does it and the optics are terrible, a lot of people, they call him out. The optics of a dude who is from the old white man get off my lawn period, which is where Biden is from, pretending to be hyper woke. I care about the cross-dressers. I care about the black folk, and I care about single moms. By the way, that's the new id poll issue they're trying to inject. Moms versus single moms, so that they can carve up that voting block as well. Trust me, that is Marxist subversion writ large. When Biden does this, though, it doesn't work. By the way, the point is wrong. If you're afraid of violence, typically you should be afraid of gang activity in the United States. Outside of urban areas, of course, you're more likely if you get shot, it's probably someone killing you in self-defense, or there was an accidental discharge, or you shot yourself out of sadness because Biden wrecked your job market and now you're unemployed or working 2 double shifts in order to be able to buy the same burgers that you're flipping. Joe Biden is, to be clear, not woke. He is an old bigot. We know this. We have comments from him publicly made on a number of occasions that show this. By hell, we've got a comment by his wife that's the same. We also can see the physical dynamic whenever Jill Biden and Kamala Harris are near each other. There may be a little bit of a bigoted animus there as well. When Joe Biden complains that his kids are going to be in a racial jungle because of busing long ago as part of the effort for integration. Okay. I noticed that the legacy media, whenever Joe Biden pretends to be the big champion of the BIPOC, none of them ever bring that up. They never bring up when Joe Biden talked over a black man and said, well, if you can't figure out who to vote for now, then you ain't black. It's like he's going to call him boy and then hold him around the shoulder. Let me explain life to you, my black friend. That's who he is. It's like Elizabeth Warren pretending to be woke. No, she's an old waspish plantation lady who refers to any ethnic in her presence as the help when she's around her other rich white friends. Hillary Clinton with hot sauce in the handbag. All these old white people pretending to be woke, they're only doing it for political purposes, but it's toxic, it's poisonous to the culture, because some people actually take it seriously and think they should emulate that. Well, no, you shouldn't be woke. I'll be talking about my new booklet, by the way, today. Wokeness is wrong. It spells it out in black and white in a nice pithy format for people. I'll be announcing that in a short bit. What about Jill Biden and her comments, which were even more panned than anything Biden has said, actually, that touches upon race, when she compared Hispanic people to breakfast tacos. I can't remember which city she was in. San Antonio, I think it was, or something. So many wonderful stories from all these people here. It's just like breakfast tacos. There's so many different flavors to be offered. Okay, yeah, and you're about as authentically, you're as authentic as a breakfast taco. Yes, wrapping some tomato in your omelet is very authentically Mexican cuisine. I'm sure Jill Biden avoids the Tabasco sauce that Hillary Clinton bravely dribbles all over it. These people are old white bigots. It's just like when Biden panders, he was pandering to the gay voters. This was, I think, the 2012 2020 election. I can't remember if it was that or if he was doing that afterwards. I think it was 2020. And he said something, he said this story, and I don't believe it at all. Well, I saw two guys kissing back in like 1956 or something. So Biden's a kid at the time. It's been a while. And this is a time period in which bashing the queer was very common. It was ubiquitous within culture. And he saw two dudes kissing. And his dad, who I think was born in the goddamn 1800s, said he looked to his dad to ask him what they were doing. Oh, well, they're kissing, son. They're in love. And that's okay. Very heartfelt story. His dad somehow was very progressive on that issue. The Bidens really are unique now, aren't they? They would have you believe that they were the special ones. They were the outlier in their culture at the time. We were the rebels, man, and I used to take Corn Pop out behind the woodshed and peg him. Oh, I mean, beat him up with a chain. No, Joe, I don't believe any of the stories they tell. I don't believe the Corn Pop story is real. I think it's bullshit. I think that he meandered off into a dementia haze, convinced himself it was real, and misremembered his own past. Who is this Corn Pop? Can you identify him? Apparently you were quite familiar with who he was. Why don't you tell us his real name so we can at least confirm it's a real person? And so his family, since he's probably dead by now, can sue you for defamation when it's pointed out that the story never happened because he probably never even went to the fucking pool or something. Joe Biden lies and panders constantly. The difference is that he's poor at it. The irony is that he's just poor at it. This is why the legacy media has to wagon circle so much. They don't do this even for uniparty presidents. Normally, they don't have to circle the wagons this much. Obama got waded into some shit when he was president. But there was never as much circling on this constant a basis this quickly. It's 2.5 years into his stewardship. It's been every fucking day. He trips and falls over and over. Legacy media shuts out the story or makes apologies for him. Did you remember the second time he fell up the steps of Air Force One and I think it was the CNN reporting was, well, it was a really windy day that day. Yeah, a light wind. Usually it knocks me off my feet on the stairs too. It's a huge problem. Imagine Joe Biden goes campaigning in Vermont in winter. They better double down on the salt application before the fucker arrives because otherwise he ain't going to make it through his speech. He's going to end up Gerald Fording himself twice. No, it's bullshit to pretend that Joe Biden's woke. And by the way, to people on the right, when you claim that Joe Biden is far left, he's totally woke and stuff. Oh my God, he's going to destroy culture. Well, yeah, he's trying to do that, but he's doing that to get reelected. He doesn't care about blacks. He doesn't care about gay people. He doesn't care about this new rising id poll that I'm warning you about mother versus single mother. He doesn't care about transgendered people or anything like that. He's an old school bigot. He has said things in public that prove this on a number of occasions, and the people around him have a nasty habit of doing the same thing. That's him. In a nutshell, he's pretending to be woke. You know, white terrorism, white supremacy is a big problem. No, gang crime is a big problem. White supremacists with AR-15s, very few crimes actually committed by them, by the way, Joe. You can look into the crime statistics if you'd like to find out. That's about all. Peace out.